click, click. Ooh, let me turn this down just because I'm a little anxious. It might be loud. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Hugs, bougie kiss, mwah, bougie kiss, mwah. Okay, you guys, first of all, www.lawofasssumptionprincess.com for anything that I may offer, as always. Make sure that you read that disclaimer in full. It makes everything easier for the both of us. Thank you. Love you. Y'all, I love y'all so much. Oh, hell. Hold on. Drink of the day's water. I love y'all so much that my food is here, but I'm going to film this video first because I definitely want to talk about it, okay? So, short intro because I do want to get into the steak and potatoes of today's video. I know that I talk about emotions a lot on this channel, and I know that y'all have pretty much, if you've been like watching my channel consistently, you know that that is something that I have been focusing on for a good chunk of time. But I wasn't certain, and I was like looking through my videos and I didn't see it. I wasn't sure if I made a video about like actively manifesting when you are sad or when you have just spiraled or when you're triggered. And I want to talk about that because it is important. It's very, very important. And I want to speak from my own experience. And I think that this is going to give you guys a lot of ease understanding this duality. Is going to put your mind at ease because I am going to be completely honest with you. At the beginning of my law of assumption journey, I kind of was operating out of a place of toxic positivity, okay? Because the misconception that was going on within me at the time was that if I am not happy, if I'm not always happy despite what these circumstances look like, then I'm doing it wrong. If I am sad, then I'm doing it wrong. And of course, that can create a very unhealthy relationship with you and yourself and you and your concept of manifesting. And I don't want that for y'all, okay? So I have had a lot of y'all even come to me in sessions and say, Tiffany, I am sad, and sometimes something happens in my 3D and I get sad, and then that happens, and then I feel like I'm convincing myself that everything has gone wrong. What I need for you guys to understand is the separation between feeling an emotion and just letting that be what it is and convincing yourself that you're doing something wrong. Understand this. Those two things do not have to correlate. You can just feel an emotion and just feel the emotion, okay? If you can just feel an emotion and not attach a story to it, that means that all things are going wrong and everything is just up in arms. You're only feeling that way because of the story you're attaching to feel that emotion. But if you are just feeling an emotion, you are feeling an emotion. You aren't putting any conditioning on it. You are just feeling that emotion. It's not ruining your life. It's not making your manifestations, like I always tell y'all, grow a pair of legs and walk away from you. Like, your emotions are not there to be a blockage for you. They're there to release whatever it is you're feeling. They're there to express whatever it is that you are feeling internally. So there's no reason to demonize them. So even if you got triggered in your 3D, right? And you, let's say it was like SP related, and your SP did something to trigger you, and you feel the need to cry. You feel the need to take the day to feel what you need to feel for yourself and let it all out. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay, because you can feel that and you can experience, you can have that experience, you can have that feeling that is 100% valid, but that doesn't mean you have to default to a decision that everything is going wrong. You having an emotion does not have to mean that something is going wrong, that something is falling apart. That is the problem. And I know that I've definitely, now that I'm like sitting here making this video, I've definitely like talked about this in other videos, but I don't think I've ever made it as direct as I wanted to. So here's this moment. But there's nothing wrong with just being a person and having an emotion. You are honestly, you are 100% entitled to your emotions, okay? And if anything, feeling your emotions is so much better and healthier for you during your manifestation journey. Because if you're suppressing your emotions and you're convincing yourself that they're not there, how are you going to make the room within yourself to be able to hold space for the good? When you're releasing what no longer serves you, when you're releasing that negative, and not even negative, so to speak, but maybe just heavy, emotional grief, whatever you're carrying, whatever you feel internally, when you release that, you're making room for you to be able to conceptualize what you want as being real. But you can't do that if you're festering all of this shit that doesn't serve you, because you're convincing yourself that if you had an emotion, you would just fall apart and not be doing the law of assumption right. And let me say this is not the law of no emotions. If this was the law of no emotions, we would be fucked. Nobody on this earth would have manifested shit. There would be no Neville, there would be no Bashar, there would be no Abraham, there would be no whoever the hell, there would be no law of assumption princess. Because guess what? All of them damn people would have failed. All of those people would have failed if this was the law of never having emotions, okay? So don't confine yourself. Don't restrict yourself so much to thinking like, I have to be perfect and perfect looks this way. You are perfect as you are right now. Even if you're sad, even if you are currently in a state of sadness, you can still be powerful, be chosen, be amazing, be a master manifester. Do y'all understand that those two things do not have to contradict each other, like at all? Like at all. If your best friend came to you crying, you're not looking at them and saying, wow, you know what? All of a sudden, this means that you're not worthy anymore. All of a sudden, you're conveying emotions. Oh, sorry, boo. That means that you're not worthy anymore. You would never, because it sounds crazy. In theory, that sounds really nuts. So why would you convince yourself that? Okay? Like, there have been times where I have been in depressed states, still got my manifestation. I have been in really low states, sad states, still have gotten my manifestation. Because even though I'm feeling those emotions, and that might be the current state that I'm occupying, I'm not deciding that means that I can't be, do, and have what I want. That is still a universal, concrete truth for me that sits at my core, because that's within my identity. So if my identity, again, is rooted in love, chosen, wanted, master manifester, gets everything she wants, even when I'm sad, even when I'm frustrated, even when I'm angry, that still stands, because that is my identity. That is why self-concept and identity is so important, y'all. Because when you solidify that, you understand that no matter what phases you go through in this human experience, this is still true about you. Even after a spiral. Okay, let's say you spiraled. Okay. Okay, the world is not over. If you are still breathing, if you are still alive, if you are still conscious, if you are still a functioning member of this society, and you can perceive the world and the 3D concreteness of it all around you, it is not too late. It is not too late. As long as you are still breathing, it is not too late. Okay? So even a spiral, even an immense trigger, those things are not bigger than you. You are infinite. Those are circumstantial. Those are finite. Those are things that in all actuality don't even exist on the same level as you, because you are God, you are all knowing, you are consciousness. They are so much just an ant in comparison to you. The fact that you spiraled, okay, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace and love through that. Because if you're, again, going back to identity, seeing yourself as loved, chosen, wanted, worthy, high self-concept, all of that jazz, wouldn't you love yourself? Wouldn't you love yourself through that moment? That looks like giving yourself grace. That looks like still allowing yourself to understand that, all right, you know what? That happened. I still have everything I want. I'm still in control because I'm the one that is driving this ship. Don't sit up here and think that these people that you watch on YouTube, me included, don't get sad. And I say that because even on my recent upload, somebody had typed in the comments, they were like, I cannot believe that you and Gaia just sat here and said that sometimes y'all have doubts. Yeah, sometimes we have doubts, y'all. The difference between us and y'all is that we're not allowing those doubts to mean anything. I'm not having a doubt and assigning it a meaning that it's a blockage or that I'm failing. And that's why we mosey on along and get our shit so easily. Because our perception of our thoughts is that I decide what's valid and I decide what's not. If I have a doubt, I don't label it a doubt. It's a fleeting thought. Whatever, moving the fuck along, still have my shit. Like, hello, you cannot dictate what's going on in my reality because I'm the one that does that. That's my job, right? But if anything, that is an ode to our self-concept, because y'all are passively, unknowingly, maybe unconsciously putting us on pedestals because you see us actively manifesting. You see us having a good understanding of the law, but that comes from my perception of self. You're just reflecting who I know myself to be back to me. You know what I mean? So guess what? Every single person that you have ever watched on this YouTube platform that talks about law of assumption, that talks about manifestation, I don't care who it is, they get sad. They get sad. They get sad sometimes. Wow. They have doubt sometimes. Wow. They're human beings too. The only difference is that they're not assigning it the same meaning that you are. That is it. It's not that they're more special. It's not that they have super. It's not just the law of assumption of TiffriahGrande, Manifested, Finesse, Taylor Tuggs, Dylan James, and a few others. It's not like it's just working for us and not working for y'all, bro. So don't give the sadness so much validity. Don't give the spiral, so to speak, so much validity. You could come out of a spiral and just decide because you had that experience that it means it's propelling you 10 times more towards your manifestation. Do y'all get what I'm saying? It's like understanding the duality of I'm allowed to have an emotion. I'm allowed to purge what I'm feeling without assigning it a meaning that is negative, that is limiting, and that makes me feel like I am not in control. You don't just, I tell y'all all the time, I've been like telling y'all this a lot more on Twitter too, because I just want y'all to get it. Your worthiness, your capability to be loved, your validity, like all of those things are innate. So the minute that you were born into this earth, that is who you were. That is not something that can be given to you or taken away from you. It's just default. It's just who you are. So it remains the same no matter what experience you're having, no matter what emotional experience you are currently having. You are still worthy, loved, chosen, wanted, needed, and all that shit. You don't do anything to become those things. So when you realize this, you understand, okay, I'm not just law of assumption expert with terms and conditions and limitations. I'm law of assumption expert who gets everything they want all the time. No matter what. Not just when I'm happy, not just when I feel great about the 3D, but all the time. That's limitlessness. That's hip hop. Oh, my braces hurt so bad. I cannot wait. Oh my God, I'm in hell, y'all. I cannot wait to get these damn things off. I'm almost there, okay? But I'm going to end it here. Guys, make sure that if you're not following me on Twitter, go ahead and follow me on Twitter, okay? I'm at It's Her Universe. And also, make sure that you follow me on TikTok and Instagram at TiffriahGrande. And also, make sure that you add me on Law of Assumption Princess on Instagram, okay? And until next time, you know that I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Switching in positions.